it took forever for us to get to like to 21, 25. Then when you hit like 27, yo,
It's
the
out of
years
here.
is out of here, bro. Shit is wild, man.
Time is not real, fam. All right, we're going to get into some football. It was a crazy week in the NFL, crazy Tuesday in the NFL. Trade deadline expired today. This is when you start to see the real from the fakes with some of these contenders or some of these pretenders. We're going to start with some rapid fire, and I want you to tell me your thoughts, and then I'll answer based on what I think of these things. And we're going to try to keep it very minimal to the specific questions so that we're not dragging too much to go into the actual topics. All right. I feel like I already know what this answer is going to be. True or false? The Ravens are going to win the AFC North.
False.
Okay, I think that's true. And I'm surprised because I thought you'd be the one that says true and I'd say false. Okay. Who is the bigger potential fraud? Not fraud, but potentially frauds based on how things have gone. The Colts or the Packers?
Packers, for sure.
I'm in between because I don't think the Colts are like this juggernaut team, and I've been saying the Packers are like the fakest contenders in the league. So I'm gonna say the Packers. I'm gonna say the Packers for the sake of this segment. All right, one word to describe the Dallas Cowboys heading into their bye after Monday Night Football's loss.
Losers. Losers, bro. Them two suck, man. Losers, bro. We them boys.
Yo, that's a funny word. The word that I'm going to use, I guess it's similar. It's done. They're done. Jerry waited too long to make these moves. They're done. It's over.
Done.
Season's over.
Clowney. Javadion Clowney. Stop, man.
Yo, I feel like this answer, by the time I threw this as a topic earlier, wasn't answered, and now that it's been answered. But who do you think should start for the Cardinals the rest of the year? And for the record, they have named Jacoby Brissett the starter, at least for the time being, because Kyler is still not fully healed. But who should start the rest of the year if they're both healthy?
Brissett, you go with the hot hand. It's as simple as that.
You go. Yes, and what I like about I agree, Brissett, and what I like about him, just to keep it quick, is he is involving everybody.
Everyone, yes.
And Marvin Harrison is eating.
They almost beat the Colts 2 weeks ago. They had the Colts on the road.
Yeah, yep. Everybody eats in that offense. It's not just a Trey McBride show. Marvin Harrison, who was one of their top 4 or 5 picks, is actually involved in this offense now and looks like the guy they drafted him to be. Absolutely. The best team in the NFL right now is who, yo?
Los Angeles Rams.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Every time I think about the Rams in a serious light, I think of you because you've been pushing that Rams train for a very long time now. Wow. Is it the Rams?
Okay. Can I just tell you why real quick? I feel like the best teams in the NFL, you're going to put the Seahawks, the Colts, and I have the Rams. Out of those 3 teams, which quarterback, push come to shove in the playoffs, are you going to trust the most?
Jalen Hurts. What about the Eagles?
I'm talking about the Eagles. Let them get right first.
That's my answer. Right. That's my answer. I think right now, especially after the moves they've made, I think it's the Eagles.
I want to see Saquon have like a few games of 100 plus yards rushing.
One of those Saquon games?
Yeah, those Saquon. He hasn't had it yet.
Yeah.
You feel me?
He had a semblance of it against the Giants. He had 170 yards combined.
I trust Matthew Stafford more than those other QBs.
Which is interesting because Jalen beat Matthew last year.
I'm not including Jalen.
I'm just keeping it combative.
I'm just saying the top 3 teams, I feel like the 3 best teams are the Colts, and they have Daniel Jones, the Seahawks with Darnold, and the Rams with Matthew Stafford. I just feel comfortable going with Matthew Stafford because he's won it before and he's been there. And which QB would you be most likely to rely on? I'd say Matthew Stafford. But the Eagles pick is not a bad pick. I just want to see the Eagles put it all together.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. All right.
Cause look at it like this. Jalen Hurts could next game stink it up and then we right back to having those same conversations.
Does he stink it up or does he just not?
They don't play to their potential.
I don't want to get
They don't play up to their potential. We arguing about how to
Uh,
get AJ Brown and Devontae Smith the ball. That's crazy to me, bro.
that's yeah. I think second half we are going to see the Eagles put it all together. I do think because it's like now it's time to lock in for this
Yeah.
repeat run. And again, AJ Brown's on my fantasy team, so I need it to happen really badly. All right, who gets fired first? Where head coach gets fired first? Mike McDaniel with the Dolphins or Brian Dable with the Giants?
Dable. Brian Dable. 100%.
Wow, I think it's the other way around. I think it's
Why do you say
McDaniel
that?
because they have no path to recovery. It's Tua and it's him. They're tied to each other. We know they want to move on from at least Tua, but they can't because of the contract. Brian Dable just found the next franchise quarterback. So it's like, I feel like that's going to buy him at least another year. That's
I don't
what I
think
think.
so.
It's going to
You know
buy him
why?
at least another year. Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, yeah, they found their quarterback, but there's been at least 2 or 3 games that they had no business losing those games. That's number one. And I think
Agreed.
the biggest indicative of Dable, right? They said, look, first 3-4 years, I didn't have my QB. Let me draft my QB. Yeah, but the QB that you did have is an MVP candidate now. So what does that say, right? Keep it real. You wasn't coaching him up to his abilities. And you know I'm the biggest Daniel Jones hater, man. I'm first ballot Hall of Fame Daniel Jones hater. But he was in that
Right.
QB room with him, and you ain't do nothing. You didn't build him up, right?
Yeah,
So
no,
not
that's a
only
good point.
right, you're the
That's a
common
good point.
denominator. This guy left, and he's having an MVP season. Now you have a rookie quarterback. There's at least 2 or 3 games. If we go back in that schedule, the Cowboys game, the game before last, like y'all shouldn't have lost those games.
The
End of
Broncos
story.
game was a
The Broncos
despicable
game.
loss. The Broncos game.
What,
The Saints game was a
34
despicable loss.
points?
Yeah.
He was up 19 zip? Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, 19 points in the fourth
in
quarter.
the fourth quarter.
That's insane. Yeah.
And you're the defensive guru. Take
Yeah.
that
No, I
job
feel
from
you.
Brian
All right. No,
Flores,
that's
man.
fair. I think it's McDaniel only because there's like something they're blowing it up. I think they're going to blow it up, and I think when you blow it up, people just get. I think McDaniel. I actually think he's a good coach. I think he's a good coach. I just think that has run its course over there with that
Which
quarterback.
one of these coaches, if they got fired on the same day, will get the first call from other teams saying, "Hey, come be." That's what I'm
coach
saying.
or coordinator?
No, coordinator.
To be a head coach or
no,
coordinator?
Coordinator.
Definitely McDaniel.
That's what
Definitely
I'm right.
McDaniel.
He is a good coach.
Definitely.
So
yeah, no, I like McDaniel. I just think he's done with Tua. Like I see his face on the sidelines. I feel bad for him sometimes because I'm like he there's nothing he could do. Like Tua is just out there being reckless and ridiculous, and it's like there's nothing he could do.
He should get the Dable treatment. Like, okay, draft the QB that you want. We suck this year. We feel like you're a great offensive coach. Draft the QB that you want and turn the ship around. I think the Dolphins could lean into that.
If they do, then they're clearly rebuilding because you need to give the QB time. Are you going to do that with Tyreek Hill under $40 million, Jalen Waddle under $35 million? That's the tricky part. Like if they rebuild, it's like you want to bring a new regime that's going to pick their players that's going to be here for the next 5-10 years. Because Tyreek and Waddle can't be a part of the next, the next thing. Even though they're still like Waddle's still young, but he's making $35 million. You're cap strapped.
What position in the NFL the last 4 or 5 years have we seen have immediate impact right from college? Is the wide receiver. So we get rid of these 2 wide receivers. I'm sure that they can find.
Yeah, but you can go get one. Look at Emeka Ibuka. Look at these kids are coming in producing. You can go get one without like needing to pay $135 million is what I'm saying.
I don't think Daniels is forcing them to keep Tyreek Hill or Waddle. If they come to him and say like, yo, you got a clean ship with the QB and the wide receivers, I think he would agree. I think so.
That's fair. And he's still young enough. Like he's early in his coaching thing, and he's had some success. So I think I like him again. I want to see him do well, bro. I just think he's done with Tua.
Teams will be calling the second he gets fired. Trust me.
Facts. We're gonna get into some of our staying home topics. My guy, Jaden Daniels. I was sad to see him go down like that on Sunday Night Football. Dislocated his arm. It looked nasty, especially because of how slim he is.
Yeah.
Like everything just looks especially worse. Like, and they were down by 30 points at the time. It was 38-8, I believe. And it was the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, and Jaden Daniels was still in the game. People are criticizing Dan Quinn, the head coach, for why the hell is your franchise quarterback in a 30-point blowout loss? But do you think that's fair? Given that he's coming back from injury, maybe they're trying to help him find a rhythm again, or is that a reason why he should not have been in the game at all because he's already playing through something? So do you think it's fair criticism, or do you not have an issue with him having been in the game that late, down by that many points?
It's kind of tough, but I think you made a great point, and that's the point I was going to say. I think they kept him in that game to get rhythm, right? He missed the last game. If I'm not mistaken, he's missed, 2 or 3 games this season already.
He's missed three and a half.
He's missed 3, right? He's probably not practicing as much as they want. So if they're down 30, they probably want to get him those extra reps because he's been missing his number one wide receiver. Tight end's been hurt a little bit. Running back's been hurt. So when I see a coach do that, it's just them just trying to get him rhythm. But then at the same time, you are kind of in the thick of things of like you're not going to win that division because the Eagles are definitely going to win it, but you have an outside chance of, clinching the wild card. So do you take that chance? No, you probably don't. So there's no right answer to this.
Yeah. So, and when it happened in real time, I didn't have an issue with it. I just thought, I thought Jaden just wanted to play. Like, I'm not even thinking about, sitting him. I'm like, okay, the game's going on. They're driving the ball. They're trying to get a touchdown, go out on a positive note. And then as soon as the injury happened, that's when it hit me. Wait a minute. Why is this man still in this damn game? Like, that's when it really hit me in the real time. I didn't have an issue with it. Because for me, I'm just like, they're driving. I figured he'd probably get a touchdown and that would be it, right? Just to go out on a pod. Teams always say you can carry over to the next game.
Exactly.
Let's get a good drive. Even if the score is ridiculous, you carry that momentum over to the next game. But it's like, thinking back to it, it's like Jaden Daniels is playing on a bad hammy. Like, he missed last game with the hammy that he hurt in the Cowboys game. The hammy's not healthy all of a sudden. Right? It's not like he needs rest, but he's not going to rest because, like you said, they're chasing a wild card spot. So it's like he's playing through stuff already. Not the arm injury. The arm injury is a freak accident. That could have happened on any play.
That's what I'm saying.
My thing is, if he's already banged up, I feel like as a coach, you preserve him from, in a game that's non-competitive, you take it out. But all that is really hindsight because, again, while I was watching the game, I was not thinking that at all. I'm just thinking, okay, whatever, get a touchdown, go on a positive note.
But then when he hit, I'm like, for what, the season?
It's so he broke it. He needs surgery. It's going to require 2 months from what I'm hearing, pretty much the season because we're in November.
8 games. So the only way he comes back is if they're
9
in the
weeks
playoffs,
left.
right? So
exactly. So I mean, and the team is probably not going to be in it while he's out. So you're pretty much going to sit him till next year so he could fully heal and not have to rush it back. But I don't think I'm just happy it wasn't his throwing arm. That would have concerned. That would have been like really bad. But it was his off arm and his off hand, and I didn't have an issue with it in real time. But once it happened, I'm like, damn.
Like, hey man, for everything I know about like sports,
I also just think it's a lost season anyway in Washington.
It is.
They're not doing nothing this year.
Yeah, I mean, if they were in the thick of things, they could have probably even traded for Breece Hall. They need a running back. They need another wide receiver. They need some more weapons around him. So, listen, maybe tank the rest of the season to get some better draft picks. But going back to that injury, especially for the quarterback, not saying like it's a good injury to have, but I'd rather them have an elbow injury than a wrist or a shoulder injury. You know?
Right. Oh, 100%.
So, like, it's an injury that he can definitely bounce back from.
Yeah, especially in his. I mean, he was able to like get up and walk off on his own, like, and that was the encouraging part because we all saw the arm dislocate. We put it in our group chat as soon as it happened, but the fact that he was able to manage it to even like get up and walk because most guys are getting wheeled off or carted off, regardless of the injury, if it's crucial enough. That's the first guy I thought about, yo. Hey, there's nothing even wrong with this dude, but this dude really got wheeled off in the NBA Finals, came back and killed my Lakers to win Finals MVP. So, I mean, it's a lost season in Washington anyway. McLaurin, I'm not saying I'm disappointed in him because he doesn't injure himself, but he just got, you held out all summer, bro, got the bag. And the injuries just immediately started happening. It's like, this is what makes it bad for the owners when they go back to the drawing table. It's like, bro, you wanted all this guaranteed money, and now my best offensive player is missing all year while my second-year quarterback takes almost like a step back almost in his development.
Dude,
So
that's why the NFL is the toughest, because they were in the NFC Championship game, then a season
last
later
year,
with pretty much the same team minus one or two players, and it's like it might
yeah,
be a lost season.
they got better. They got
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel. They got better on offense.
Yeah.
Like they got in defense too. They had another year with Marshawn Lattimore, who they got from the from New Orleans Saints mid-year at the trade deadline. They got better, like on paper. But again, football is one of those. It's one of those sports, bro. 1 year it could be yours, and the next year you could be the worst team in your division. Like, it's legitimately tough. So it's a lost season. I feel bad for Jaden because it's like he missed pretty much a year of developing into the kind of quarterback that he can continue to be. So, but not because like they're bad, but he's been hurt all year, whether it's a lower leg and the hammy, and then now it's the arm and the elbow. It's like his brother can't catch a break, while the other guys are getting that year of development. Now it's like he's got to catch up to speed next year, come around next year, and hopefully he can stay healthy moving forward, because there were a lot of concerns coming into the draft. Like, is he too skinny? Is he, is he? I don't think he's too skinny, but these things are only going to ramp up these conversations about how.
I mean, it won't hurt to put a little size on. I'm sorry, man. Like, right? Like, it wouldn't hurt, man. Like,
especially for a guy who's mobile, he's going to get hit quite a bit.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's why Lamar is incredible, because he never gets hit hard. He never gets hit.
Somebody tweeted that, like, Lamar knows how to get tackled, but
he knows how to get tackled.
Lamar is sneaky brolic on the low. He don't look like
he's not skinny at all.
That's what I'm saying. He's low key a little more brolic than people think.
Oh yeah, definitely. The trade deadline was popping, bro. We got Sauce Gardner traded to the Colts. We got Quinnen Williams going to the Cowboys. Man, we got the Eagles, got Jaden Phillips. They got Michael Carter from your New York Football Jets.
They did? I didn't even see that.
One of the trades that I love.
Yeah, Michael Carter?
You didn't see that? Michael Carter, y'all traded him to the Eagles. The Eagles the thing is the Eagles be making so many trades, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not a household name, you forget that it happened.
Yep.
My boy Rashid Shaheed went from the Saints to the Seahawks, which I think is a ridiculously good move for them.
Yeah.
In the Sauce Gardner trade, they just got A.D. Mitchell from the Colts. A lot of moving pieces. The Cowboys got Logan Wilson. There's a lot of trades that happen. Who were the biggest winners from the trade deadline, and who were the biggest losers that played themselves essentially by not making the move that they need to probably get over the hump and win a Super Bowl this year?
Man, I think the biggest winner, man, listen, I know you're going to probably kill me, but I really do like what the Colts did, because I feel like New York was just getting too much for Sauce. I don't think he never suffered, a severe injury for his game to fall off as much as it did from his rookie year to this is his fourth or fifth year. I think it's his laziness, not being in the study room, and picking up bad habits, and the New York nightlife. All of those things attributed. Like, he wants to be a celebrity.
And his shorty, his boo.
He's dating the hottest girl in rap right now, who's not even a rapper, but whatever. It's like all these distractions. I feel like if he's on the Colts and he can get around a solid team, and nothing makes a player play better when they go to a winning team. You feel me? You on the laughing stock, and now you go to one of the best teams with a potential to win the Super Bowl.
With a good defense. With a good defense too,
bro. I'd be shocked if he doesn't play better than what he was. I'm not saying he's going back to rookie form. I'm just saying I think he can play, and this is one of the moves that really, in my opinion, makes the Colts like a serious contender.
So that's your big winner. I think my big winner is, I think the Eagles getting Jalen Phillips was huge, because that was ultimately their weakness, is pass rushing.
Yeah.
And they addressed that. And I think the Seahawks, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe no team pursued him more aggressively than the Seahawks did. Rashid Shaheed. He is an explosive player. He could take the top off, and it just takes off pressure off of JSN, who's been literally killing everybody.
That's what I'm saying. He was killing anyway. Yeah.
He was killing anyway. Now you got a legitimate number 2 on this other side of him that can take off the top. It's going to just roll coverage much more easier for JSN. And if you do, decide you want to go all out on JSN, that Shaheed is literally, he was the Saints guy that was killing you over the top. Like, he was
Yep.
scoring the 80-yard home runs over the top. So I think that makes them a lot more explosive on offense especially because their running backs are not really bringing much to the offense outside of like the red zone.
Yeah.
Like Charbonnet is a decent back, and Kenneth Walker's a decent back, but
He
they're like
fell
splitting
off,
carries
man.
now. And exactly,
Walker
neither
from
of
2
them are
seasons
like
ago. Like, what
explosive.
happened to him?
Bro, running back, this is why they don't want to pay running backs, because their fall off is the quickest because of you take the most hits. You're the only player that every time you touch the ball, you're automatically getting hit. So I think that's going to help them a lot, because when in the playoffs, when you can't run the ball as much, you better damn well be able to throw it.
Yeah.
And when we all know how playoffs football is. Like, JSN could be killing now, and the playoffs coming. They're like, well, we know that this is the only brother. We're not gonna let him beat us.
Yeah. He ain't gonna breathe. He's not gonna breathe.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're preparing for a run, and I think it just gives Sam Darnold an extra weapon to keep adding to that offense. And I think that's a great move. Mm-hmm. Who would you say is the biggest loser, if you had to pick one from the trade deadline, that didn't do nothing or made a bad move?
Well, I mean, I always have to go with teams that are in contention, right? If you're in contention, then I always feel like you should be making moves at the trade deadline. So I was disappointed in the Chiefs, and I'm like, okay, you see you see the Jets have a fire sale. You need a running back. Pacheco is hurt every other play, and his running style is horrible.
And he's not good.
Right? Kareem Hunt is washed, and you have a dynamic player in Breece Holmes, and you
I'm
need
saying that
dynamic.
Kareem Hunt be doing his thing.
No,
Kareem Hunt does what he asks him to do.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. But
what I'm saying is, they're not worried about Kareem Hunt 9 times out of 10. If you watch that Bills game, they didn't respect their run game, right? But now, if you have someone like Breece Hall back there, now you have to respect it, especially because, like, listen, their wide receivers are what they are, man. You know, Xavier Worthy has not lived up to what we thought he was going to be. You know, Rashee Rice this is game number 2 for him. Game number 3, he's still kind of getting his sea legs back. But
he's the man, though. Rashee be doing his thing.
Yeah. But he missed 6 games. What I'm saying is, you put that running back there, that changes the whole ball game. You know, that changes the ball game
for sure. Breece in that offense would add a whole different dynamic, because not only is he an explosive back, he also catches the ball out of the backfield. And if you remember, Mahomes has always done best when he has a pass catching running back in the backfield. That's when they had those first championships they were winning. They weren't even great players; they were great receivers out of the backfield.
Kareem Hunt was a problem his first 2 years with the Chiefs too. Like, he was a problem
before he got in trouble and got to Cleveland. Yeah, absolutely.
Was the running back that they drafted? I think it was out of LSU. Remember, he was supposed to be like
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah,
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's back on the team again now.
So Breece is what they thought Clyde Edwards was going to be. That's what Breece is, right? So catching the ball out of the backfield,
Breece was more explosive. Breece had more speed. Breece had more top line speed.
Yeah, and you just breaking it. You know, like, you're a contender, right? And you know you need that extra help, especially at that position. You got to make a move like that, man. Like, these teams be acting like, yo, they're the Patriots way. We just plug this player. Nah, man, that's not in 2025, bro.
That's essentially the way they moved at this deadline, though. Yeah. Like, they moved like that. Like, we got this Brashard Smith, the rookie they drafted in the late rounds. He's not, like, he's got speed, but he's not popped, like, at all in the first few games. And I think they're just expecting Mahomes is going to be Mahomes in playoffs, and it's going to be good enough.
Breece Hall is still on his rookie contract, isn't he?
Rookie contract. That's why the Jets, I was shocked they didn't trade him, because they're not going to re-sign him. They're not going to pay him. Why wouldn't you just trade him and get some more draft capital? The Jets wanted a third. The most the Chiefs wanted to give is a fourth. So that's why that deal was at the goal line, is what I'm hearing. They didn't do it because Jets wanted a third.
Worth the third, because your franchise ain't built on, missing the playoffs or getting knocked out of the first round. You guys created something in the last 7-8 years where it's championship or bust. So that's the type of caliber play. And then also,
especially with Mahomes, like,
you're not drafting high in the first, second round anyway. Y'all end up deep playoff runs. You're picking dead last every single year. Like, what do you you scared to give up players? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. A one round was the difference between Breece Hall and Breece Hall wanted to go. He was on Twitter acting a fool all day. He wanted to.
Come on, man.
He wanted to go. I think my biggest loser Initially, I thought the Chiefs, but I'm like, you know what? The Chiefs are gonna they're the Chiefs. I trust that they're gonna at least be decent enough to get at least where they were, AFC chip, maybe Super Bowl. But I thought the Steelers dropped the ball big time. Wasting a year of Aaron Rodgers with that receiving corps and DK, who is, I guess you pay DK the big money to be your number one receiver. DK is starting to not look like a number one receiver. Like, it's just too inconsistent, bro. There's games that he could go and score on a 70-yard slant, and then there's games he goes in, it's like 3 catches and like 50 yards, and it's like
they missing
you paid this man $35 million. Huh?
They missing George Pickens. They missing George. Man.
But the thing is, you could have gotten somebody to complement DK, where I'm pretty sure DK, the reason why his production is not consistent is because he's seeing all the coverages. Because he's really your only dominant type receiver. If you go get another guy, even like a guy like Rashid Shaheed would have been so good for Aaron Rodgers, who throws a deep, accurate ball. A guy like, A.D. Mitchell, who is a young, athletic, fast, over the top. You need to get something in there. You cannot go in with Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson as your number 2 and 3, and you have Aaron Rodgers playing great ball into his 40s in a defense that is like barely going to be able to stop anybody all year. Come on, I thought they dropped the ball.
Well, maybe ownership was like, look, we spent all this money on the defense and it's not looking good, so we're not spending no more money. That's it.
It makes a ton of sense that you say that. That sounds spot on.
I made us spend all this money on defense already, and we dead last. So make it work.
Right. No, that's true. I just think when you have a guy like A-Rod, I mean, you know what he's playing for. He's in the latter parts of his career. He's not playing for stats or for just to have another good year. Right now, the scary part for the Steelers is, if the playoffs were to start right now, they'd win the division. They would host a wild card because they're not the number 1 seed.
And
they would have the Chiefs coming in
and get smoked.
You got the Chiefs or the Bills. Because the Bills might not win the AFC East. If the Patriots also, I thought, could have done some things to really separate themselves from the Bills, who've lost a couple games. But I guess they're just like, this year's, we're ahead of our time. We'll take what we can get. But right now, if everything holds, the Steelers are going to see the Chiefs or the Bills, and it's going to be a problem because them dudes is going to come in your building. They've been here. They've done this. Like, they're going to come in your building, eat your food, and wreck shop. So it's like you're going to waste a year. I'm not saying to spend a first-round pick for Jalen Waddle. Shaheed went for a 4th and a 5th, maneuver. This is why, for me, it's like you're a GM. You get paid. Your job is literally to do just that. You don't have to coach. You don't have to manage. Your job is literally to find ways to manipulate.
Seems like Howie Roseman is the only one that know how to really do his job, bro.
Son, that brother is different. Yo, Howie is different.
He's different, bro.
Why do teams agree to trade with him?
But
why do they agree to send players to the Eagles?
Going back to what I said, right? Going back to the Chiefs. Phillies, their mode is like, we care about winning now, and we're picking late in the draft. We don't care about these draft picks. Send us these players, bro. That's how you got to maneuver. You have to maneuver like that, bro. If you're like a team like the Jets, I understand. You might get the top 3 pick, and you could get a franchise player or whatever. Cool. But these teams like the Eagles and Chiefs, you're not getting a top 10 pick. Send them picks away, man.
Howie is. I'm like, why do teams agree, bro? How does he get these good players from teams for reasonable picks? He's not even giving up first, bro. He's giving up 2nd-round picks and 3rds. Why are they agreeing to these trades? How is Howie doing this? He's so good at his job, bro. He is so freaking good at his job. And that's why I think the Eagles are the best team currently, because I do think they're going to put it all together. Offense, defense. It's that time. You're the champ. You're trying to repeat. It's time to lock in. And they got a big game this week at Monday Night Football against the Packers. That's a statement game for the Eagles. If they can come out and really show, what we think they are, that'll be a big turning point as all right, this thing is really taking a turn for the better now, and we're going to reel off for the second half and make a run into the playoffs. So this should be a very interesting week. Anything that you have for your closing bar before we get out of here? I got something on my heart. I'm going to speak when you're done.
My closing bar is just fam, it's getting to a point where like I'm tired of y'all just disrespecting all these other position players, man. Like if y'all want to rename the MVP award the quarterback award, I wouldn't be mad. Like like running backs and wide receivers should be able, or even a defensive player like Lawrence Taylor back in the day, like he won an MVP. Like Jonathan Taylor should be in the running to become the MVP. For y'all, for these critics to be like a running back shouldn't win this award, that's crazy. That's ludicrous to me. Like he's having a phenomenal season. Like this is not a quarterback award. If y'all want it to be, change it to a quarterback, the NFL MVP quarterback award. Like be open. Like you mean to tell me Sean Alexander won an MVP, Adrian Peterson, these dudes, and it's been what? We're approaching 20 years? 20 years since another position has won it? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, wide receiver, I get it, but running back should be able, especially if they're putting up 28 TDs, 1,900, 2,000 yards. Like, come on, man.